This is DWWB, One Voice, One TV Station. For the headlines. Regulators closely watching 12 financial conglomerates in the Philippines. BSP cancels 13 money changer registrations as of October. PNP recognized as bank with strong learning culture. BSP reminds banks, non-banks on strict due diligence. RCBC's pioneering digital banking steals the spotlight at Philippine Digicon 2023. Philippine unit versus 30 Money pushes proactive measures. Live from the Broadcasting Center of DWWB.
This is DWWB, One Voice, One TV Station from Nationwide News Center. Bringing you the hottest and the latest news all over the world. Come and join with us the stories that matter. This is the station that delivers news on the dot and speaks truth on the spot. This is DWWB, One Voice, One TV Station.
And now for the details. Regulators closely watching 12 financial conglomerates in the Philippines. Let's hear the report from Joy D. Himacas.
For the first time, the Central Bank-led Financial Sector Forum has identified 12 financial conglomerates engaged in banking activities in the country that they will be closely monitoring. Under FSF Supervisory College, it reviews the emerging risks of financial conglomerates as well as the interrelationship between firms in the conglomerate structure, as this setup is usually vulnerable to a possible contagion, which happens if a company or entity with financial problems will affect other firms within the conglomerate group. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas describes a financial conglomerate as a group of entities under common control or influence that engage in significant financial activities in at least two regulated banking, securities, or insurance sectors. To ensure financial stability and prevent contagion, the Financial Sector Forum, composed of 4 financial regulators led by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, has identified 12 financial conglomerates engaged in banking activities in the country that will be scrutinized and monitored within a course of 5 years. The BSP, with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Insurance Commission, and the Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation already reviewed 3 of the 12 financial conglomerates since last year. The remaining 9 financial conglomerates will be covered between now until 2027 or 2028. The first supervisory college was conducted in June 2022. The BSP in a report said the supervisory college will be conducted for 1 financial conglomerate per semester. To date, 3 supervisory colleges have already been completed. A pilot run was conducted from April to August 2022, while the results of the second college were reported in the February 2023 FSF meeting, said the Central Bank. The third supervisory college was started last June this year, and results of that review is expected to be reported to FSF by the first quarter of 2024, said the BSP. Over the next 5 years, the college aims to cover the remaining 9 financial conglomerates, it added in the report. The FSF was formed to create a structured framework to coordinate the supervision and regulation of the financial system. In 2022, The FSF agreed to adopt a framework for establishing a supervisory college, which is an important regulatory platform to facilitate collaboration and coordination between and among the FSF member agencies, specifically for supervising financial conglomerates in the Philippines. The FSF members signed a Memorandum of Understanding in January 2022 for the creation of the Supervisory College. The BSP described a financial conglomerate as a group of entities under common control or influence that engage in significant financial activities in at least two regulated banking, securities, or insurance sectors. Under each review, regulators assess the overall governance of the financial conglomerate, including the ultimate parent company, as well as the impact of contagion, leverage, concentration, liquidity, and other significant risks on the safety and soundness of the financial conglomerate. They are expected to design a supervisory plan to address emerging systemic or significant risk and conduct continuing surveillance of the financial conglomerate, it added. Since the Supervisory College was established for a more effective and efficient supervision of financial conglomerates, the FSF makes use of it to facilitate cooperation and coordination between and among the supervisory agencies. In the Philippines, financial groups with banks as parent companies or known as financial conglomerates include BDO Unibank Incorporation of the SM Group and Bank of the Philippine Islands of the Ayala Group. Financial groups also include the T family-controlled Metropolitan Bank and Trust Corporation, Lucio Tan Group's Philippine National Bank, the Yuchenko Group's Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation, the D-owned Security Bank Corporation, and Union Bank of the Philippines of the Aboitiz Group. Banking groups, meantime, are China Banking Corporation, Asia United Bank Corporation, and the government-owned Land Bank of the Philippines. This is Joy D. Himacas, delivering nothing but the truth, and that is all that we have here. Back to studio.
Thank you, Joy D. And for other news, BSP canceled 13 money changer registration as of October. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas has canceled the registration of another foreign exchange dealer money changer for violation of BSP rules, bringing a total of 13 disqualified FX dealers in the first 10 months this year.
The latest cancelled registration was that of Lady Diamond Foreign Exchange Service for operating without a license. From January to October this year, the BSP has disqualified 13 money service business operators including Lady Diamond FX. MSBs are non-bank entities engaged in remittance, money changing, and FX dealing. Pawn shops, along with the FX dealers, money changers, and our remittance agents, are also referred to as MSBs by the BSP. Money transfer and foreign exchange dealership also includes virtual assets. In a circular letter dated October 23, BSP Deputy Governor Chuchi G.T. Financier said the Monetary Board has denied with finality the request for consideration of Lady Diamond FX on the cancellation of its registration to operate as FX money changer. This follows a previous circular letter dated September 22, when BSP also disqualified Ribbon Foreign Exchange of Tagaytay City in Cavite from registering with the BSP because it was operating without a BSP registration. It is also banned from obtaining license as an MSB or to engage in any activity that is authorized or supervised by the BSP. The ban is part of BSP efforts to address the proliferation of entities engaged in the operation of unauthorized MSBs, the BSP said. Last August 30, the BSP also canceled the registration of Cosmic Money Exchange as an MSB to serious violation and non-compliance of Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2001. Also on June 26, the BSP canceled the registration of Jane Money Changer and E-Financing Incorporation for the same offense as CMX. Meanwhile, before June this year, the BSP disqualified 6 other firms from registering from the BSP as MSBs after they were caught operating without a license. These were Bontoy Money Changer, Neural Money Changing Services, Globe XMC Foreign Exchange Services, JMAR Foreign Exchange Service, Mariada Money Exchange Services, and an MSB simply known as Money Changer in General Hizon Avenue, Santa Rosario, City of San Fernando, Pampanga. In February, the BSP also disqualified Kidlat Pass Cash Incorporation in Dumaguete City, Negros Oriental, and Tong's Money Changer in Panglao, Bohol. Last year, the BSP disqualified 10 MSBs from obtaining a license to operate after failing the register with the BSP. As of end 2022, the BSP has registered 7,584 MSBs compared to 7,570 in 2021. And for other details, PNB recognizes bank with strong learning culture. Let's hear the report from Jan Bustos.
Lucio Tan Group's Philippine National Bank was recently recognized as one of the country's big banks that prioritize learning and development among its employees, according to its officials. In a statement Friday, November 3, PNB Vice President and Head of the Institute for Banking Excellence, Michael Mariano, said the bank, currently the country's 7th largest lender, has always strived to take care of its best asset. He said for this reason, the Philippine Society for Talent Development has given the bank the Gawad Maestro Learning and Development Organization of the Year Award for the private sector category during the 6th Gawad Maestro Awards 2023 held last September 21. PSTD acknowledged our efforts in making learning and development across the organization, said Mariano. PNB was recognized for the fostering a strong learning culture in the workplace and continuously implementing learning and development programs that help employees cope with the changing times and ways of working, said the bank. For her part, PNB's Human Resource Group Officer in charge sa Coro Corpus added, PNB's Institute for Banking Excellence has always been dedicated to provide employees with various learning opportunities, integrating synchronous, instructor-led courses and programs along with the continued implementation of an e-learning platform. PSTD has recognized that PNB has demonstrated outstanding leadership and creativity in improving organizational performance through learning and development. The Gawad Maestro was first launched in March 2011 and held every 2 years. PNB said PSTD seeks to honor and recognize outstanding public and private organizations that exhibit innovation and dynamism in learning and development policies and programs. PNB is one of the oldest financial institutions in the country. In the first 6 months, it posted net profits of 9.7 billion, 12.6% lower year-on-year, but it noted sustained growth in net interest margin and revenues from fee-based businesses during the period. As of end June 2023, the bank's total consolidated assets stood at 1.16 billion, almost the same as same period last year. PNB President Florido P. Casuela said earlier that the bank sustained its profitable because of sound execution of business strategies that are expected to ensure long-term growth as set forth in our vision, mission, and strategy for the next 5 years. He said PNB will continue to strengthen its commercial banking and the consumer finance business. This is Jan Bustos, fearless of delivering reports, reporting.
More news will be delivered when DWWB returns.
Up next, BSP reminds banks, non-banks on strict due diligence. RCBC's pioneering digital banking steals the spotlight at Philippine DigiCon 2023. Philippine unit versus 30 Money pushes proactive measures.
This is BMO, a bank, but not just any bank. We're in personal and business banking, wealth management, investment banking, and we're a top 5 commercial bank with 14 million customers and nearly $1 trillion in assets, making us the 8th largest bank in North America.
I can go all day.
Sure, we're big, but being big helps us do big things. Achieve bold ambitions because we're a business driven by purpose to boldly grow the good in business and life. We're growing a more inclusive society by tackling financial barriers.
With the BMO grant, we are able to build this platform for women of color on a global scale.
Turning inequity into opportunity, exclusion into inclusion. One of Forbes' best employers for diversity. And we earned a spot on Bloomberg's Gender Equality Index 7 years in a row. We're growing a sustainable future, mobilizing billions to help companies worldwide transition to net zero emissions. Making us the World Benchmarking Alliance's top-ranked bank for sustainability. We're growing a thriving economy where everyone benefits. Now that doesn't sound like your everyday bank, does it? We look different. We sound different.
Try embracing your inner squirrel.
Because we are different. Together, we're thousands of employees with one goal: to help our clients, their families, businesses, and communities make real financial progress. And that you can bank on.
This is the banking app that helps you live more and bank a little less.
We're done here?
Yes?
Will it help me drop from this ramp?
Well, it can help you feel better about it.
Easy. Will it?
Keep everything in order? You bet.
Everything is in order.
Of course it reminds me to pay my bills.
Of course.
And that too.
And that too.
Okay, fine. Not that.
Will it help me invest my money in the future of this business so that I can make a difference and leave a mark?
Yes. Yes, it will. 2 apps. One secure, complete experience with DBS.
And now we're back on DWWB, delivering the most chilling headlines. Meanwhile, BSP reminds banks, non-banks on strict due diligence. Let's hear the report from Junie Bernlacap.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is reminding all its supervised financial institutions to conduct stringent customer due diligence on designated non-financial business and professional customers such as lawyers and accountants in compliance with anti-money laundering law. In a memo, BSP Memorandum Number M2023-019 issued on Tuesday, May 30, the BSP said under existing regulation and risk-based approach, where a covered person is unable to comply with the relevant customer due diligence measures, a supervised financial institution will not open account, commence business relation, or perform the transaction. Under such non-compliance, a supervised financial institution will also terminate the business relationship. In both cases, supervised financial institution is suspicious transaction report in relation to the customer, said the BSP. Failure to do so and other violations of BSP rules will trigger appropriate enforcement action under existing applicable laws and regulations. In the memo, it clarified that for DNFBP, CDD covers, among others, the identifying and verifying of the true identity of DNFBP customers and beneficial owner or owners based on official documents or other reliable, independent source documents, data or information, understanding and as appropriate, obtaining information on the purpose and intended nature of the business relationship, and conducting ongoing due diligence on the business relationship and transactions undertaken throughout the course of the relationship. BSP Deputy Governor Chuchi G. Financer said previously that all BSFIs are expected to consider the money laundering, terrorist financing, and proliferation financing risks arising from the transaction of DNFBPs in their task assessment. According to the government's Anti-Money Laundering Council, The NFBPs include the following: jewelry dealers, dealers in precious metals and precious stones, who do business in trading in precious stones, company service providers, lawyers, and accountants, and offshore gaming operators and their service providers that supervise accredited or regulated by the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation or appropriate government agencies. Based on 2021 Anti-Money Laundering Council guidelines on DNFBPs, they are covered person and are to be regulated for anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing, proportionate to the nature, scale, and complexity of the DNFBPs operation in order to prevent criminals from exploiting them. The Anti-Money Laundering Council said DNFBPs must apply strict principles throughout their businesses, such as confirming with high ethical standards and observe good corporate governance to protect the integrity of DNFBPs, know sufficiently their customers and clients to prevent criminal elements and suspicious individuals or entities from transacting with or establishing or maintaining relationship with the DNFBs, and to adopt and effectively implement an appropriate risk management system that identifies, understands, assesses, monitors, and controls risks associated with money laundering and terrorist financing. Anti-Money Laundering Council also instructed DNFBPs to comply fully with existing laws and regulations aimed at combating money laundering and terrorist financing by making sure that their officers and employees are aware of their respective responsibilities and carry them out in accordance with the superior and principal culture of compliance. Since 2011, the DNFBP sector has been tagged as having medium to high money laundering and terrorism financing risk by the Anti-Money Laundering Council. This is Juniper Lakap saying, the truth is our priority, to give justice to your curiosity. Reporting.
Thank you, Juniburn. And for other news, RCBC's pioneering digital banking steals the spotlight at Philippine DigiCon 2023. The digital transformation journey of the Philippines' fastest growing bank, Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation, took center stage at the Philippine Digital Convention 2023, themed Vision, held last October 13 at the Marriott Grand Ballroom, Newport World Resorts in Pasay City. RCBC Executive Vice President and Chief Innovation and Inclusion Officer Lito Villanueva was invited to share the bank's journey into becoming a leading digital challenger bank through the country's first physical digital or phygital solution, RCBC Manubela Barangayan Banking. In his keynote speech entitled Adopt, Innovate, Thrive, Fueling Banking Through Digital Transformation, Villanueva shared RCBC's best practices and hard-earned success to Filipino and international innovators, highlighting the bank's alignment with the digital payments transformation roadmap of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. RCBC successfully pivoted towards digital, which did not only increase the bank's competitiveness and standing, but also attracted huge investment from entities such as Japan's Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation and global attention through international accolades. Among its global and national recognitions include a Forbid Award as the Philippines' Best Bank for Digital by Asia Money, the Eye on Innovation Award by Gartner, YouTube Challenger Award for its viral and out-of-the-box digital and campaigns generating combined views of over 17 million, Grand Champion for Digital Payments and Financial Inclusion by the Bankers Institute of the Philippines, and rank 1 in the Philippine Best Customer Service 2023 survey by the Philippine Daily Inquirer and global research firm Statistics. Despite a surge in the number of bank accounts opened in the recent year, Villanueva emphasized the disparity between those who live in urban and rural areas in terms of aptitude, openness, and access to digital banking solutions. Villanueva emphasized the importance of anchoring every digital innovation into the social realities that Filipinos face every day, a philosophical mantra that RCBC continues to embody through its innovations with empathy. He added that despite the huge chance brought by the digital ages, innovators such as RCBC must continue being rooted on the relevance of banking solutions to people's lives. Digital is always evolving, and we should be too. Evolving not only in the services we offer, but evolving in the way we see the world. We should not be so used to how we create, conceptualize, and operate on a daily basis that we lose sight of what truly matters in this digital age, Villanueva said. The secret ingredient is found in three key words: adopt, innovate, thrive. One is not possible without the other. In order to innovate, we must adopt. In order to adopt, we also must innovate. And to thrive, we must do both. Everyone and everything are connected. We are fueling banking innovations, which in turn also fuels digital transformation, Villanueva added. Philippine DigiCon is one of the most prestigious digital thought leadership events of the year, gathering global industry, mavens, thought leaders, and digital visionaries to discuss developments in technologies and emergence of innovations in the global arena. The event focuses on helping small and medium enterprises to grow their digital businesses in partnership with Gold Negocios 3 Million on Wheels and includes a Startup Innovations Challenge by PLDT and SMART. It also features insightful tech leadership forums that offer deep dives into key technology trends and industry advancements, particularly on data center, cloud, AI, and smart cities. These tracks are led by ePLDT and PLDT Enterprise, PLDT Group's ICT subsidiary and corporate business arm, respectively. And for other news, Philippine Unit versus Dirty Money pushes proactive measures. Let's hear the report from Andrea Suma.
The Central Bank-led Anti-Money Laundering Council, the country's financial intelligence unit fighting against dirty money and terrorism financing, has heeded the call of Malacanang to work harder to remove or delist the Philippines from the grey list of Global Watchdog Financial Action Task Force by January next year. A week after Malacanang issued Memorandum Circular Number 37, which directed all anti-money laundering counter-terrorist financing that involves agencies in government to urgently implement the strategies to combat the proliferation of money laundering. The Anti-Money Laundering Council on Wednesday, October 25, said it will lead the National Money Laundering Terrorist Financial Risk Assessment Working Group and conduct proactive measures such as issue guidelines and coordinate with other government departments, agencies, and the private sectors. The Financial Intelligence Unit also assured that funding will be allocated from relevant agency budgets subject to budgetary regulations. The circular stated that funding requirements will be included in the Anti-Money Laundering Council budget proposal. The Anti-Money Laundering Council did not indicate how much funding will be needed to successfully implement measures to get delisted from the Financial Action Task Force watch list by January 2024. The Philippines was grey-listed on June 25, 2021 because of unresolved anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing problems and other technical compliance deficiencies. While the Financial Action Task Force has taken note of the Philippine progress in adopting stronger measures against money laundering and terrorist financing, being on the list means the government is one of jurisdiction under close monitoring by the Financial Action Task Force until these strategic flaws have been addressed. Before 2021, the last time the country was on the Financial Action Task Force watch list was in 2013. The Anti-Money Laundering Council quoted the Malacanang Circular as emphasizing the urgent implementation of the National Anti-Money Laundering, Counter-Terrorism Financing, and Counter-Proliferation Financing Strategy 2023 to 2027. To this end, the Financial Intellectual Unit said the circular reflects the Philippine commitment to international standards in the fight against money laundering and terrorism financing. And the Philippines will not tolerate money laundering or terrorism financing and will cooperate in transnational investigations and prosecution. According to the Anti-Money Laundering Council in 2019, the Philippines underwent a mutual evaluation by the Asia-Pacific Group on Money Laundering. The findings led the Financial Action Task Force to put the country on its gray list in 2021 because of its patient progress in addressing key actions. BSP Governor Eli M. Remolino Jr., who is also the chairman of the Anti-Money Laundering Council, said in August that they know what to do to be taken out of the gray list. On the issue of bank deposit secrecy law, Remolino said they can partially address this with proposed new bill that was passed in the lower house but still pending in the Senate. Specifically, it involves amendments to the directors, officers, stockholders, and the related interest policy of the BSP. As for the other bill, Anti-Financial Accounts Scamming Act, the BSP chief is also hoping that will help convince Financial Action Task Force of the country's progress in the war against money laundering, terrorist financing, and proliferation financing. The BSP has had several meetings with the key government agencies such as the Department of Justice to help identify deficiencies in the fight against dirty money transactions within the extended time frame. Based on the country's third follow-up report on its mutual evaluation report, the Financial Action Task Force said the country has acted sufficiently to resolve some of anti-money laundering, counter-terrorist financing issues within the agreed timeline. The Philippines' latest mutual evaluations report is deemed largely compliant on 2 of 37 recommendations, based on the 18 action plans necessary to delist the Philippines from the gray list. This is Andre Sunga, delivering news with no exception, reporting.
And there you have the latest and the hottest news inside and outside the world. This has been Vladimir Sunga,
And I am RJ Figueroa, saying, we bring news with no exemption.
and delivering news way above and beyond the headlines. Tune in again next time for another hot and sizzling news all over the world.
This is DWWD, One Voice, One TV Station. Thank you for being with us.